Welcome back to another post-match interview today with Jack Cousins and Josh Gilbertson. The final score today was Bristol United 6, Mendip Broadwalk Thirds 2. So Jack, over to you. What was your thoughts on today's game?
I thought in today's game we started off well. After, did we go one down? We did, yeah. So we didn't start off well then. I still think we was a better side even when we went one down, and we just thought we kept our heads, we kept calm, and to be fair, I think we just outplayed them today. I do think we were the better side. I wasn't in doubt of losing it at all today.
Josh, same question to you. What was your thoughts on today's victory?
Yeah, I thought we started off a little bit shaky. A few of the players, including myself, started off a bit on the wrong foot, let's say. Passing it was underwritten things, but we got into the game, we grew into it. I think we ended up, as the scoreline shows, the better side.
Staying with you, Josh, what was the big difference today? Because it was a very strong performance from the boys today, but sort of putting your finger on it if you can, what was the difference today?
I feel like everything come through the midfield today. I thought it was very strong. We stayed compact. We played football. I thought the three midfielders, Jack, George and Cal, was very consistent. Bill was a little bit shaky every now and then, but I thought he was good playing the ball and stuff like that, but I thought he was very strong.
And Jack, I'll ask you for your opinions now on Josh's performance today. So Josh scored 2 goals, but let's just have your thoughts on his performance.
To be brutally honest, first 10 minutes, awful. No, I think the thing is with our attack, a lot of it does go through Josh, and there's a lot of pressure on Josh to create or even just create and score our goals. First 10 minutes, it was all going through him, but just wasn't clicking. And then he got a goal. And once again, he's a game, he plays 90 minutes. He ain't one of those that's in and out. He's always in the game for 90 minutes. So after that 10 minutes, he just got his head down and he got his 2 goals, and he's a handful 90 minutes.
And Josh, I'm not going to ask you to give us your thoughts on Jack's game, but I'm going to pick a player out in particular. It was Tom Blake today, who had a very good game. Frustrated that he didn't get on the score sheet, but had a good game. But your thoughts on his performance?
I've got nothing against him. I thought he played absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we had our in and outs throughout the game arguing because a few balls should have been played there or what. We had our disagreements, but I thought we played really well, battling against 3 big centre-halves, and I think he held them off really well. Doing what he done, obviously, bar getting a few goals, which obviously he needs your strikers to do, but if he didn't get the chances, how was he going to score?
Okay, staying with Josh. So obviously that was a friendly today. We got round about sort of 12, 13 games to go in the season. But what's your sort of thoughts on where we're currently at 4th in the table, and what's your prediction between now and the end of the season?
I just think if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to go very strong the rest of the season. I'm open to finishing the top 2 if we keep going how we're going. We look very threatening, attacking, and we're quite strong defensively. We just let a few mistakes slip, I think. But other than that, I think we're going to go very strong for the rest of the season.
And finally, just for Josh, I'm going to stay with Josh now. Jack Cousins obviously has made a massive impact into the club. Just how big, in your words, is an impact as he's made since he's joined the club?
I think he's strengthened out the midfield massively due to legs and the playing ability. His communication's second to none. A little bit with us arguing with players or telling them what to do. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not, but I think that's just the leadership in him that really helps, and that's really strived us through the past 10 to 12 games, I feel.
And finally, 10 games. Finally for Jack, similar question to Josh. How do you see the sort of, I know it's hard to predict, but how do you see the sort of final stretch of the season going now for the club? Now you've had a few games and got to really
I think if we play like that today again, we're going to have a strong finish at the end of the season. I don't like to say too much because I hate to jinx things. I'm quite superstitious. I think we keep just doing what we're doing, focus game by game. Don't think about where we are going to be at the end of the season. As long as we take on next game, don't worry about the opponents, play how we can play with confidence and smart, I think we'll have a strong finish. And I do think there is a massive chance of the word we shall not say, but yeah, I think we're in safe hands.
Lovely. And just one final question for you, and I promise this is the final question. George PC is man of the match today with a hat-trick. Just how good was George today, playing in a new position for the first time?
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant today. I could hear him first 2 minutes, shaky couple pass, I could hear him moaning at himself. I just went, look, you're learning, it's a friendly, perfect time to learn. And then he does one good thing, then it leads to more and more, and then you can see him play and he's smiling. We don't get to see that often, so that's why we saw the best out of him, because he was playing and enjoying himself, and he got one goal, and then he's a good enough player to get a hat-trick. He probably could have created more and got more if he started how he finished, but I thought he was brilliant today.
Lovely. Well, thank you for your time, lads, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Okay, so we've just done the player interview with Josh and Jack Cousins. Now we're with John Gilbertson, the first team manager. Friendly against Mendip Broadwalk Thirds today. Give us your thoughts on the game, John.
I thought we was excellent today. It's one of the best performances play-wise that I've seen from us. Bit of a dodgy start. A misplaced pass, and I thought we could have put pressure on the goal scorer a little bit more than we did. But again, for me as a manager, sometimes I don't want to go 1-0 down, but it's just it's nice to see the side being tested in different ways, and to go 1-0 down, I'm watching immediately as a manager. Then sort of how do we respond? And I'm not surprised the lads responded superbly and just picked the ball up, kicked off, and sort of went on the front foot of what we're trying to sort of teach the lads and the way to play. And it never affected us one bit. And I thought we were superb. We went sort of 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-2, 4-1 at the start of the second half, and some really good goals. But what pleased me more than anything was our passing today. It's something that we've put an emphasis on, certainly I have with the lads. And our link-up play from the midfield to the left back, to the right back, the centre half stepping out with Sam stepping out with the ball. I thought it was superb, and we looked at like really sort of mature performance today. So absolutely over the moon with a 6-2 victory.
Yeah, because I know we've spoken a few times about what we see in training, and we're not necessarily seeing it on game days. Worse at the start of the season to not seeing what we see in training on game days, but I think the lads, especially when we're playing on 4G, they seem to get the ball down and do what they do in training on matches. And what's your thoughts? How do you think we can sort of get over this sort of fear of playing on grass?
I think it's just going to happen naturally, and I said we've been fortunate enough to play a lot of our own games on 4G recently, which sort of helps us. And there's so many aspects of it, because again, and I'm going to say it again for the millionth time, but it's a young side, and they have to learn to sort of play the game, play the way we want to play, and more importantly, believe in themselves and their abilities. And it's just that comfort blanket of the 4G at the moment is allowed them to do it. Now, going forward sort of 12, 18 months, I don't think it really matter whether we're on 4G or grass. I think the mindset and the mentality of the players will be exactly the same as get the ball down and play football. But it's just at this time, at this stage of their career and their experience levels, is helping us on 4G, because it's a truer surface. It's a surface we train on. And that summed it up for me today in terms of it looked like a training game for us, and that's no disrespect to our opponents, Mendip, but what I mean by that is our attitudes was like when I see us at training is relaxed in getting the ball down, linking up, playing quick 1-2s and spinning off and moving inside, moving outside, and I thought we were superb at that today, and that was a real bonus for me and the lads today, because it's all part of their learning progress.
Yeah, and today you've also got to see a debutant with John. I don't want to single out any individual players, but John was his debutant for today's match. How do you think he got on in the sort of half hour he got today?
Yeah, I thought John was superb actually. I mean, if we've been watching him at training, as we know it's not game day scenarios at training, but I've been pleased with him the last 3 or 4 weeks at training, and I'm glad I got a good sort of 30-35 minutes in him today, and I thought he was excellent. He looked calm, he looked assured. He stepped again, what I like from the fullback, stepping out, stepping into the midfield, going down the wing, overlap once or twice and put a few good balls in, and that's that's the perfect thing for me, because that's all attitude and mentality. And I thought John had a great 35 minutes today. I was really pleased with him.
Yeah, and George PC picking up the Man of the Match award today in a new position. Just give us your thoughts on how you thought George played today and his impact playing in the middle.
Again, I mean, it's something we know. George is a good player for us. He's played in a few positions. He's left-footed, and he started off at left back, and I've played him up front, and he's scored quite a few goals. Today was a perfect opportunity to look at him as, in the centre mid, because what I've asked of George the last few training sessions is to drop in centre mid and pick that ball up and drive. He's got blistering pace, a wicked left foot, and good dribbling ability. So that's what it's for me. Our midfield looked good today, and that's what we've been missing, is that absolute, like, that burst of pace from midfield. Cal and Jack burst forward, but there's something different when George runs with it. And as a defender, there's nothing more frightening when you've got somebody running the ball at you at pure pace, with trying to sort of drag you out positions and running across you. It starts asking all different questions of the defence. And with the players we got, with Bill playing in the hole, with Josh and Tom up front, they're intelligent enough to make the space. And I was really, really impressed with George today and his performance.
Okay, we move on next week back into the league against Hanham Athletic A's. Are you feeling confident going into the game? And
it is. I'm really confident. I'm at that stage now where I'm frightened of getting overconfident, because we're getting better and better every game, looking more and more relaxed, looking more and more of a team and a unit, and the patterns of play, what we link up from the defence to the midfield to to the strikers. So everything about it is making me more and more confident. But I've been around in football far too long to know is as soon as you think you've cracked it, you come crashing back down to earth with a bang. So I am ultimately confident, and I think we're in an excellent position. But I just have to temper that a little bit, because I said I also know how well we played today. We still have a 20-minute spell, 30-minute spell, or even worse in us, where we could not play like we did today. So I am confident, supremely confident, but trying to sort of keep that focus on the lads of hiding that away from the lads, that they have to go out and work hard and do the basics in every game, and make sure, because I think the moment they think they've cracked it at that age and experience level, they'll start playing rubbish, and we'll lose 2 or 3 games. So that's the danger.
yeah, I mean, just touching on a bit of Jack and Josh's comment, especially Jack, sort of taking every game now, one game at a time. We've got 13 games, I think, left into the end of the season in the league. And I think it's important the lads do concentrate on each game at a time.
Yeah.
And what's your thoughts on the sort of promotion run-in, and not letting the players get overexcited and sort of looking 10 games ahead? You've got to keep their heads in each game at a time, haven't we?
Well, it's exactly that. And you hear it on Match of the Day and Sky Sports or whatever it may be, with managers coming out. It's just concentrating on one game at a time. But it's so true, especially with the levels we got. Because if we get our head of ourselves, then we'll sort of take off our eye off the ball of what is right here, right now. So we're going to be tested at some point, because, again, being this young, inexperienced squad, if we keep winning, we're going to get to a point of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, whatever it may be, where we need X amount of points to get promotion. And then that's a all different level of pressure, and it's a all different mentality. And all you have to do is quite simple, and any old pro or experienced player will tell you, is you just need to put it to one side and just concentrate, bringing the ball down, passing to 10 yards, shooting, whatever it is, making the tackle. But it's easier said than done when you're inexperienced and young players. So that's my job, and focusing on the here and now. But it's going to come, and it's going to be a test at some point. But that'll be, take it one game at a time. When it comes, we'll deal with it. But we're in a good position, and the lads seem focused, and that's what pleases me ultimately.
Okay, well, congratulations on the great 6-2 win today, and let's move on for the rest of the season, and hope we can continue our great run of form we've had the past sort of 10, 12 weeks now.
You're
Up the bots.